data is not the new oil, it's the new uranium.
If you have tremendous scale and a data advantage, it is harder and harder to compete with scaling.
To make the data more consumable.
The cloud has changed everything.
Context to our data is really foundational.
Data is not exempt from change.
Constantly looking for that next data set.
There is a really significant shift coming.
Digital technology has the effect of making many more resources available, and that's what we celebrate. But actually, the effective, skillful use of these diverse resources becomes much more difficult. It's not a new problem, it's just on steroids, you might say.
At every stage, the supply chain can throw curveballs at both suppliers and consumers, breaking processes, and worse, not breaking processes and informing bad decisions with that data.
Finding the data, I could be wrong, but it's generally less time than it is to go through contracting and building the infrastructure to allow you to access that data in a governed fashion.
The number of workloads that are moving to run on the cloud is accelerating at an exponential rate.
But again, I'm not sure they're necessarily really thinking about the best way of the quality of the distribution and how people are consuming that data. A lot of that burden comes on to the consumers of that data.
And people want to drive towards a single source of truth in data analytics. Well, with a graph, you can actually have multiple truths depending on the context, and that's actually really important.
Quality is where a data supplier can tell you what they have that's strong, and if there's any weaknesses in their data product.
Everyone reads the news, and therefore I don't need to read the news. Of course, you still need to read the news, but you need to interpret the news better than other people do.
The consumer's operational issue is a supplier's problem.
When you add relationship data, when you add that link to data, that context to analytics and machine learning, you get better results over and over again.
We tend to forget that alternative data is not new.
My advice would be don't ignore the human component. You need a data scientist with that human element who can get on the phone with people like me and explain it to me in a way that I walk away happy.
Crux really helps us reach out to those broader audiences.
It all comes back to, can we create value? I definitely endorse a more agnostic way of delivering data in the way that works for our buyer.
At Crux, we believe the environment needs to change. We believe it can change.